Starring
I'm gonna do my makeup because I haven't done that in a while and I always feel so much more. Can I make any of this better? No. I always feel so much better about myself when I actually do my makeup. Also, look at the little organizer that I got. It is adorable. I got it off of Amazon. It was overpriced. Okay. So let's chat. You might be wondering, Selena, where did you go? Why isn't this video related at all to book content? Where's the September wrap-up? Okay, so a couple things. I understand your concern that this is definitely like a book-related channel, and I'm not here talking about books. But the thing is, it's my channel, and I also have like the ability to do whatever I want. How is my camera almost out of battery? What am I supposed to do with that? Also, I got a little bit burned out. I didn't know what I really wanted to say about my September wrap-up, and I was just getting to be like way too much of a perfectionist. That's ridiculous. Like, I'm doing this for fun, and I want it to be fun. And I also think it makes sense for me to do a lot of like academic related content because academics are a big part of my life, as you can see, and it's something that I really enjoy. So I will be adding that. Yeah, and I guess what I wanted to talk about specifically was burnout. Because as somebody who, as you've probably noticed, has a very large workload, is kind of ridiculously ambitious, and yeah, I just have a big workload. I get burnout quite a bit, and that's not good. That's not good. It took me a long time to even figure out how to get myself out of a burnout, let alone how to prevent it. And honestly, I'm still learning how to prevent it, but I think I've kind of cracked the code on how to get out of a burnout, and that's kind of what I wanted to do this video on today. Basically on what I call, well, I didn't come up with this, I've seen other people call it that and I took it, is a reset day, which is basically where you kind of go, all right, I'm done feeling bad, I'm done being burnt out, I just want to get on with my life. Granted, it is not the easiest thing to do, especially if you have like a pretty bad burnout and you are just unmotivated and feeling uncreative. Like, I get it, I've been there. But the sooner you like get the hang of doing a reset day, the easier it's going to be to get yourself out of a burnout, and probably the less likely it is that you will have a burnout in the first place. The most important thing to do when you are, feeling burnt out is you do actually have to rest. And I know that sounds a little weird, like, what if you have a lot of work to do? What if you end up, turning in an assignment late? I'm gonna be real with you. Turning in an assignment late, it's not the end of the world. Everyone does it. Your mental health is more important. If you need to take a rest day, take a rest day. And the cool thing is, a lot of professors now, if you email them and you're like, listen, I'm not doing well, like, I'm taking a mental health day, I'll get XYZ assignment to you as soon as possible, they're gonna be like, take the time you need, thank you for reaching out, and they're not gonna care. Burnout is basically how your brain and your body tells you you needed to take a break yesterday, and we're tired, physically, mentally, emotionally, creatively, whatever, and you're not gonna create any more content until you take care of yourself. It's frustrating, especially if you work on deadlines a lot. Hello, journalism major. Hello, everything is deadlines. It happens. Now, a rest day doesn't necessarily mean you just do nothing. It means take a break from what is burning you out. So for me, it was schoolwork, it was going to Zoom. So obviously I couldn't like skip class, but when I did go to class, I made it a point to do creative things while in class. So like I literally knit in class. I knit in class. And is that like the most focused I've ever been in class? Absolutely not. But I felt a lot better after doing that. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So you want to try to find different ways to be creative during your rest day in ways that are fun. Coloring is great because it's like low effort, but you still get to like produce something creatively and it's fun. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the thing where it's like, oh, take a bubble bath, put on a... Also, can we just appreciate? She's big. You don't have to like do a bubble bath and like put on a facial. I think a lot of self-care is advertised towards like feminine related things, which is ridiculous because men need self-care too. It doesn't have to be that. Self-care can just be like, I'm feeling drained today, so I'm gonna like read that book that I wanted to catch up on. I'm gonna draw something. I'm gonna journal. I'm gonna make myself a nice meal. It can be totally tailored to you and your needs and what you have available to you. Okay, so you've taken your rest day, you've got a little bit of self-care under your belt. Now what? Because if you're anything like me, the burnout period / rest period takes its toll and a bunch of things start piling up. For example, there are hampers of laundry. Luckily it's clean over there, which I haven't put away in a very long time. I also have to do laundry. I also have to vacuum. It's just a lot of stuff and it catches up to you. So you have a reset day. And what a reset day is, you basically go and you say, okay, what do I need to do to catch myself up, to put me in a better position than I was when I got the burnout? So for me, I got burned out because I felt overwhelmed with all like just the simple tasks that I had on top of schoolwork. So the first thing, get the simple things out of the way. I'm gonna take care of my laundry. I'm gonna dust my room. I'm gonna set up my planner so it's easy to follow and I know the due dates that I have coming up because I'm getting to a very like work heavy part of the semester. What I'm also going to make a point to do today, as you can see, is to like dress nicely, to put on makeup, which I didn't really do when I was feeling burnt out. I just wore big comfy clothes, which is good for resting, but it's not good for getting yourself back on track. So I am trying to, this isn't anything fancy, it's still comfy. I'm putting makeup on, that always makes me feel good. And I have a lot of meetings today. One of them was to talk to my advisor about adding another major, which is, oh, look at that, another thing you can do in a reset day. It's to reevaluate what you are interested in, reevaluate what your goals are, what you want to do. Because sometimes we get burnt out because we aren't on the track that's right for us. This isn't always the case. Like you might reevaluate and you might find, I like everything that I'm doing right now, I just push myself too hard. And that's fine. That happens. So it's always good to reevaluate. And what I've noticed is since I decided that I wanted to pursue a legal studies major, it's been easier for me to do my work because it's something new, it's something that I'm excited for, it's something that motivates me to work even more than my original plan, which was a poli-sci major. Even though I loved poli-sci, it just wasn't quite the right choice for me. Another thing to make sure that you do during a reset day is check in with yourself. You might get fatigued pretty easily because you are just coming off of a burnout. And what you don't want to do is come off of a burnout and think, I need to catch up on everything right away, right now, and push yourself into another burnout and end up more behind. The way to do that really is just throughout the day, make sure to take little breaks. I found the, I forget what it's called. I'll have to like edit in the text or whatever. This is what it's called. But it's basically where you work for 25 minutes and then at the end of 25 minutes you put like a little check mark on a piece of paper. And if you have just one check mark, like you've only worked for one 25-minute segment, you take like a couple minutes to like a 5-minute break. And then you keep doing that until you get, I think it's 4 check marks, and then you take a longer break. And I really like that because I think for me, 25 minutes is right about when I start having trouble focusing and putting out my best work. But I also like the different lengths of break time. I find if I take too long of a break right when I first started a task, I will not get back into it. But if I don't take a long enough break, if I've been working for a while, I'm going to quickly run out of steam. So that could be another thing that you can do in a reset day is try different work/break cycles, because what you might have been doing might have been too long of a break or too long of a work cycle. So it's worth a shot. Okay, I had to focus on that mascara. Another thing that I did was I started journaling. Now, this was something that I started during the rest days as like part of the self-care. So I don't know about anybody else, but I've noticed a couple things. One, I get burnt out a lot easier doing school over Zoom. Because if you think about it, when you're doing school in person, there's kind of little breaks built in where you don't even notice them because somebody like comes up to you in class and starts talking to you, stuff like that. Well, you don't really have that in Zoom. It's also just more tiring on a Zoom call because there's all these little screens going on. Like, it's just not the best. On top of that, I don't know if anybody else, if their school or university changed their schedule. We only have a few long weekends interspersed in there, and those were godsends. But guess what? We don't have them this year. Oh, and you know what else we don't have? March break. If your school is taking away your little break days, put them in yourself, because I didn't do that, and guess what? Guess who needed to take quite a few break days right before midterms? Me. My SD card ran out of room, so I'm recording this on my phone. The truth is, after I get burnt out, I'm a little unorganized, and I forget that not only do I have all these videos on my SD card, I have some pictures for a photojournalism assignment, as well as I think 2 full episodes of my podcast. That is it for this. Remember that getting burned out is normal, and the best thing that you can do is take care of yourself.